This Christmas, give the gift that really matters.
Something meaningful, something thoughtful.
Something you ordered while sitting in your truck.
At 11:47 p.m.
Because Christmas is all about generosity.
And guessing.
Is this the right size?
They didn't have your size.
No. Well, at least it'll be here by Friday.
It's not.
Well, this Christmas, don't forget the true meaning of the holiday.
Keeping the receipt.
No, that's not the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh, right. Taking all the money out of the Christmas cards.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No, that's still not it.
Well, then what?
Luke, chapter 2, verse 10. This is the meaning of Christmas. And the angel said to them, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people."
Welcome to the Stand Firm podcast.
The Christmas special, baby. All right, stand firm. Again, welcome to this Christmas special. I'm Quintin.
I'm Wyatt.
What's your name?
Wyatt.
Thank you. I forgot to click to you. Again.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
No, all jokes aside, Christmas really has become commercialized, fabricated. It's all about junk now. It's all about buying gifts and, Santa Claus and dumb movies. And while all these are great and they're part of the season, the meaning is gone. And I know this is a conversation that's had every single year, but I think it's an important one to have, and it's an important one to really dive into, because Christmas is no longer what we celebrate this holiday for. I mean, we no longer really talk about, I think, the idea of celebrating the birth of Christ. And a lot of people really separate, and I honestly don't think there's anything wrong with people that do this. They separate the religious holiday. They don't celebrate Christmas as a religious holiday. It's just, it is the commercialization.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
then
it's
they
Santa bringing the gift.
They celebrate Jesus every day. Christmas isn't I know congregations that do that, and I'm not necessarily against that. Because Christmas, it has become this I love Christmas, but it's just become this junk, compared to what it's really supposed to be, that we, like, at least speaking for me and Wyatt, how we celebrate Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Christ, but that's become the secondary motive now. That's like but it's also Jesus. Mm-hmm. And we have this conversation every year, but I think we continue to have this conversation because we feel so, I don't know, like, I think it's a reoccurring theme every year because it's such a problem. And every year it seems to be that Jesus is the secondary motive and that Christmas is all about the extra stuff, which is great and fun, but we do a really bad job at making the birth of Christ and the celebration of Christ the priority of Christmas.
Oh, for sure. It's all about Santa bringing the presents. And a focus on the presents. I think when you strip the soul out of Christmas, the happy music and the decorations and things are just bright lights and just music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you strip the meaning behind the holiday, that, well, just like what we read about, that there is a great light, right? That comes at such a dark time in the year, and we think about December 25th. I mean, days are short. I know I've been feeling it a lot.
Yeah.
You get up before the sun.
Yeah.
You get off work, and it's about dark again. Mm-hmm. So when you strip the soul out of the holiday, which it is religious, it's about the birth of Christ. You can say Happy Holidays all you want. I say Merry Christmas because I believe Jesus Christ is God. So
yeah.
I'm not bending on that.
No.
But. So yeah, I mean, when you strip Jesus away from Christmas, it's all just bright lights and commercialism. I think it makes Christmas a lot colder. I think, because when you have Christ at the center of Christmas, you're thinking about Christ and what Christ would want you to do, and Christ wants us to be with our loved ones, to love others, right, and to be with each other, and to, especially at such, like I said, a dark time. Days are short. there's a lot of, one, seasonal affective disorder, just the seasonal depression.
Yeah.
But also, people get lonely, especially around the holidays, because there's a lot of comparison that happens.
Yeah.
Right? And movies and media really didn't help that, thinking that you go to your giant family Christmas with 20 people, when a lot of people don't have much family at all.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, this is a dark, but suicide rate's the highest in this time of year.
Yeah.
And I don't think that would be the case if everybody's priority, or even just Christians' priority, really was Christ in this season.
Because it forces you to, at least I believe that it forces you to think about Christ. And if you're thinking about Christ, you really shouldn't be doing that with blinders on. You should be thinking about, well, what would he command us to do, right?
Right.
To preach the gospel, to talk to people we love. Whether that's talking about Christ and trying to reach to someone and having them try and get them to accept Christ in their life, or just plain old fellowship, you know, and love, and just being with someone.
Yeah.
Because it's a tough time, and I think a lot of people look back on their year at the end of the year, and that could be a really joyous thing. Oh, I've done all this. This has been a fantastic
Or it can be
year.
a rough thing.
Or it's a rough year, and it's more so, I want this year to be over with. And whichever one it is, having someone there with you who's wanting to just be with you and to be, I don't know, like I said, celebrate Christmas for the right reasons, which is, love and being around other people and celebrating Christ. Right?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I also think here, like, right in that skit we read, chapter 2, verse 10, and I think that verse 10, and then it had a little bit, that verse 14 in chapter 2 really encompass, I think, how we should view and see Christmas. And really the whole year as a whole. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about, was this isn't just a one-year event. But, Luke chapter 10, I'll read Luke chapter 2, verse 10, I'll read it again. And the angel said to them, "Fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. And this will be a sign for you, you who will find a baby wrapped in swaddling cloths and lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of heavenly hosts praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and peace on earth among those whom he is pleased." And so that right there, I mean, that is exactly what Christmas is, and that's what we should celebrate it for. But that is something to take through our entire year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not something to just celebrate on December 25th or December, I mean, that I think sometimes is the harm too with, and I think a lot of the people, like I said at the beginning, that don't celebrate Christmas as a religious holiday.
Oh, yeah.
They separate it because they don't want to see just Christmas as this time. It should be like that all year round, which I do agree. I think along with those lines, we fall into that territory as well. But the whole point of today is to not make you feel bad for enjoying the Christmas movies and the, and the fun thing. It's all part of the holiday. It's so much fun. But what I really wanted to just get on and say is that we need to start really focusing and putting Christ truly at the center of our holiday, and truly at the center of Christmas. I mean, obviously our whole lives, but especially in this season is Christmas, because this is such a great time. This is the biggest, I think, most recognized religious holiday for Christians.
Everybody celebrates Christmas.
Yes.
Even though most people don't celebrate it for Jesus.
Right. But everybody understands that is Christmas, right? It's for the birth of Jesus. Even an atheist will be like, "Happy birthday, Jesus," as a joke. But everybody understands that. And what we have the opportunity to do as Christians is to really use Christmas as an opportunity to give and love and serve. Serve is the biggest one that we can use Christmas to do, and because everybody's looking at Christmas. Everybody's looking at the generosity. Everybody's looking at the giving. Everybody's looking at and people can look at us as a light, like, oh, that's what Christmas really is. It's not this depressing comparison game that, like you said, once you strip everything away, it's just bleak and sad because I don't have what they have. I can't give my kids what they can give their kids. I don't get what my friends get. It's not this comparison game. It's this, oh my gosh, look at that group of people that's really out there serving and really out there loving. And that's what we as Christians have the opportunity to do. So I think we should just turn our eyes from, the commercialism of it. Well, all that's fun and it has its time and its place. We should use Christmas as an opportunity to really glorify God and glorify peace and the joy on earth, and that joy being not happiness, not fabricated, happiness, and Santa Claus is coming, is because all of that on December 26th goes in a box and goes up in your attic. It's all gone. None of it's there after December 25th. None of it. And that's the problem. And so real joy is everlasting. Real joy and peace on earth, that's everlasting. And that's the gift of Jesus, which we have all year round and until he returns, right? We have that for eternity. That's really what this is about, and that's what we should use this opportunity, this holiday, as an opportunity to do. Jesus, yes, was born on this day, or not was born on Christmas, and this is our opportunity to celebrate that birth. But in that's not just a church service where the sermon is the same every single year.
Yeah.
That's not just a Christmas Eve service where you light your candles and you're like, that's all we Christians do with Christmas. It's like, oh, I'm going to church on Christmas Sunday, of course, because, well, that's what Christmas is. No, Christmas is an opportunity to show the world, like, this is what Jesus brought to the earth. This peace, this joy, this servant attitude. Right? That's what we have the opportunity to do. But instead, we just hole ourselves inside of our house. We may go out to church on Christmas Eve. Maybe.
Yeah.
We may go that Sunday. Maybe. But if we do, that's all we do. That's not the point.
No.
I'd rather see you out in the streets serving in the name of Jesus and in the birth of Jesus than in the pew Sunday morning.
I think it's a great time to be grateful, too. Not only for gifts and things like that, but grateful for family and grateful for the gift that God gave us, which is his son, Jesus. So I think it's also, I don't know, I think more about giving thanks and being grateful around Christmas than I do at Thanksgiving, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something I think about. Because I really think it's a good reminder, and I think it's the best way to kind of attain some of that peace, too. Because we always talk about having peace, and it's hard to, especially when you're playing comparison games. But if you just count your blessings, what are you grateful for? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you might not have a big house, but you have a house, right? And even if you don't have a house, do you have anybody, do you have friends or family or clothes on your back? And if you, worst case scenario, didn't have any of that, you have Christ, right? If you give your life to him, right? So that's what I think it's about, is being grateful for the birth of Jesus, right? Because that was orchestrated by God, right? No one else gave us Jesus except God. So, like you said, I think it's also a great time to minister to people, talk to people, because it's the biggest holiday that talks about Jesus.
The platform's the biggest now.
Yes. It's a great way to serve people, to, give toys, to donate toys, to be the giver instead of the receiver.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really think try and make someone else grateful for maybe some little contribution that you had.
Exactly.
Or be grateful yourself. You know what I mean? And why not do both?
It's such a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
It's such an opportunity to point to Christ. And, I know by the time this episode comes out, people really get around to watching it, that Christmas is going to be over.
It's going to be gone.
But what I want people to do is where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Now that we understand, okay, this is what Christmas has become.
Because I think Christmas is more of an attitude than a season.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's like with you talking about, I listen to Christmas music all year round.
Dude, I do.
But it's because it's the attitude. It's the state of mind. It's not necessarily the day.
Yeah, it's the peace, the joy, and the gratitude. Really, those are the three things the biggest things that stick out to me. Again, like you said, during the season of it, it is great to donate toys, to help out with food drives, can drives, all of that. like I said, it is an attitude, and an attitude of gratitude. And just like you were saying earlier, that people celebrate the birth of Jesus every day. It's that same attitude of gratitude that, there's always something to be grateful for. And I think especially in America, it's really easy to play comparison games and to be ungrateful for what we have. But, I mean, Americans make up 4% of the world population.
Yeah.
And, I would argue it's the top 4%. So we can all be grateful about that.
Yep.
That I think we all have it very good.
Yeah. So this is a quicker one, but this is just one that we wanted to get out because we enjoy doing the specials. The skit was stupid. It was fun. We enjoyed making it. We got a little blooper reel. Stay around to the end.
It took like 10 minutes to
Yes, it did. Well, it took long.
crazy.
The video we finally ended up with was 10 minutes. The skit was much shorter, but we sat here for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun. Stick around for the bloopers at the end. So what I want to finish this episode with is reading the rest of this story. I think that really encompasses everything we wanted to talk about. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy the friends, the family, the food, the presents. Just know, why we're celebrating it. It's not the wrong sized sweatshirt that you ordered in your truck, and it's not the receipts, but it's the birth of Jesus. So, continuing on in verse 15 of Luke chapter 2. When the angels went away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go over to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has made known to us." And they went with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the baby lying in a manger. And when they saw it, they made known the saying that had been told them concerning this child. And all who heard it wondered at what the shepherds told them. But Mary treasured up all these things, pondering them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen as it had been told them. And at the end of the 8 days, when he was circumcised, he was called Jesus, the name given by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. All right. Merry Christmas, all.
Merry Christmas.
We will see you some other time. Is this the right size?
No.
It's not. Just flat out.
My answer.
Just flat out, no.
I saw they had your size, and I got the wrong one.
No, you fatso. Of course I don't have a 10X. Are you kidding me? Oh, shoot. All right, let's try that again. Well, this Christmas, don't forget the most important thing.
And generosity. I'm sorry, I completely blanked on that. It's just
The most important...
and
It just looks at me. What is the most important thing? Next, right? Okay, short pause.
well, you forgot a short pause.
Short
pause for any of you confused.
Sorry, there was a short pause there.
Something meaning something thoughtful. And generosity.
Is this the right size? Just reverting. In Luke chapter 2, verse.
No, we were so close.
Christmas special, baby.
Okay, I almost forgot to say welcome.